kind of, flexing his muscles a little bit, showing off a bit. Here's the pitch in the dirt and allows Trent Prokes to second on the wild pitch. 2 down, and now a runner in scoring position again. The go-ahead run at second base for Ridgefield. And a 2-0 count to Henry Mensch. Victor Quinn sharing the story of how that pilot, just kind of showing off, went into a nosedive straight towards Earth. Turn on the throttle and just basically then turned everything off. Just let his hands off the gas, and they were just free-falling, nose down for a while. What probably felt like 5 minutes. As Victor Quinn misses inside, it's 3-0. Victor understandably got pretty scared, but was thinking, I guess you know what you're doing. And the pilot, at the last moment, kind of pulled up the nose and avoided crashing, and Victor got quite a thrill. I don't know if he'll be that kind of pilot if he ever does get his own license, but he experienced it. The next pitch to Mensch is a strike, and it is 3-1 now. 2 down, a runner at second. Ridgefield tying the game this inning. Can they come back to take a lead as well? With 2 down, the pitch to Mensch is swung on, a ground ball to third. Second hop, Spencer Scott Fields. Doesn't have to throw too hard to first. He pulls off Lavoie, but he is able to tag out Henry Mensch. And that's the inning. Ridgefield gets the tying run. Leadoff single by Jacob Sharp. He comes around and scores on the single by Trent Prokes. 2 hits, 1 run. No errors, and 1 left. To the top of the 7th inning. It's a tie score, 3-3.
Hey baseball fans, after the game visit A, the area's premier gaming, dining, entertainment, and meeting destination. A is a proud supporter of the Ridgefield Raptors and the perfect place to meet up with friends after a Raptors win for dinner, drinks, and great times. Keep the fun and excitement going after the 9th inning and grab beers at Tom's Urban, or enjoy a perfectly cooked porterhouse at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse. With 100,000 square feet of gaming space, 15 different restaurants, bars, and retail outlets to choose from, A has just what you need to turn your night at the ballgame into a night you won't forget. A, just off I-5 at exit 16, ILANIresort.com.
I'm all about keeping my family driving safe. Dad, pothole.
Got it.
So I insist we choose Les Schwab tires for safety services like brakes, steering, and alignment. Stuff those cheap tire centers don't offer. Because I want a backseat drive with confidence. Dad, speed check.
Hit the road safely with Les Schwab and save up to $150 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply. See leschwab.com/sale for details.
Ridgefield Main Street is working to keep our small town charm intact while enhancing the economic opportunities for businesses located in our downtown. Follow Pioneer Street West to experience the heart of Ridgefield.
Through 6 innings from the Ridgefield Outdoor Recreation Complex in Clark County. Corvallis Knights with 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. And the Ridgefield Raptors with 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. Tie ball game, and the new pitcher for the Ridgefield Raptors is Braden Yukon. His 5th game played in a Ridgefield Raptors uniform is playoff eligible, and the Clark College right-hander will face Jonah Advincula to lead off in the 7th inning here from the Rourke. Ridgefield trying to not stress the bullpen too much. Do have a day off tomorrow. Will help with the rest, but then a playoff stretch upcoming where Ridgefield trying to be as fresh as possible to take on Portland in a 3-game series. And the big help yesterday, Joe Schwab going 103 pitches yesterday in his Ridgefield debut. He is not playoff eligible. You need 5 games to be eligible for the playoffs. So Schwab will not play, so they don't have to worry about him being needing some time for rest after 103 pitches. And he went nearly the complete game against the Knights yesterday down at Goss Stadium. Braden Yukon begins his day with a strike to Jonah Advincula. The 0-1 pitch to Jonah is swung on, a high fly ball to center field. Austin Cavanis jogging back, but is able to get underneath and makes the catch in front of the track. 1 down. Advincula, who homered last at-bat, gets fairly close, but flies out. 1 away here in the 7th. Tie score, and Eli Kennel the batter. So yesterday of the Ridgefield pitchers who actually, will be available and really going to throw in the postseason, only 7 pitches were thrown. So about as good as you can get it, not needing to get too much time. Here's a line drive in the first pitch right to Jake Sukata. He slaps his glove on the turf as the ball enters, and he made the catch just before the ball hit the ground. And a line out for Eli Kennel to Jake Sukata, 2 down. Good start for Braden Yukon, who needs just 3 pitches to record 2 outs. And now Brady Lavoie, the hitter, who has scored twice today, despite not having a hit in 3 plate appearances. He has struck out once, then struck out again, but reached on a drop third strike and then got hit by a pitch. With 2 down, he takes a changeup and he checked his swing. Not quite. Did go around. Strike 1 on the San Diego State upperclassman, originally from Encinitas, California. Does have 5 home runs in the year, hitting nearly 300. Lavoie with an 0-1 offering from Yukon takes this time in the zone. Strike 2. Two down, top of the 7th inning. Yukon's 0-2 pitch is taken outside. Corvallis is 39-14. They could reach their 40th win of the regular season for the first time since 2019. They had the best record last year, but a shorter season, so not 40 wins. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Yukon. A swing and a miss. Strike 3. Yukon goes 1-2-3 in his first inning of work with a strikeout of Brady Lavoie. Good work by the Clark College right-hander. And that's the 8th strikeout of the day for Ridgefield pitchers. Good work for the Raptors. They're on to the bottom of the 7th. Time to stretch from the Rourke. It's Ridgefield and Corvallis tied up at 3.
At Eden Health, our commitment is to caring. We recognize the importance of caring for others, and we consider it a privilege. We are committed to addressing our patients' specific needs, providing hands-on care and services, helping families through tough situations, and supporting our fellow employees. We listen, build relationships, and go above and beyond to create meaningful experiences throughout our continuum of care. Whether you find yourself a patient to any of the Eden Health services lines or you become part of our team, you will notice the Eden Health difference.
Dick Hanna Dealerships is proud to welcome everyone back to support our Ridgefield Raptors. Just in time for warm summer nights with family and friends, lounging on the lawn, or eating dogs in the stands. Feels good to be back. In business for over 70 years, Dick Hanna Dealerships is a local, family-owned business with locations in Vancouver, Kelso, and Portland. Choose from thousands of cars and 12 new car brands. Experience nice in the car business. Dick Hanna Dealerships. Believe in nice. Now play ball.
Well, Ridgefield comes back to the plate now with a tie score. After last inning came up down by a run, they knotted it up at 3 runs apiece. Then a scoreless top of the 7th pitched by Braden Yukon. And the Raptors come to the plate. Tie score and a new pitcher for the Corvallis Knights, Rylan Hyder out of Olympia, Washington. And the Washington State right-hand thrower, who turned 18 years old earlier this year. 6 foot, 187-pounder. And is making his 5th appearance on the year for the Knights. He's given up 3 earned runs in 7 innings. So Hyder comes in to face Mikey Kane, the leadoff man, in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We already know our playoff matchups. Ridgefield versus Portland, Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. Best of 3. Corvallis versus, well, I guess we don't know the entirety of the playoff matchups. Probably Bend, as long as Bend wins. Or even if they lose, if Yakima Valley also loses, then it's Bend. But Yakima could get in with a win and a Bend loss. That would be the 4 seed. The first pitch to Mikey Kane is swung on a ground ball left side. A diving attempt by Spencer Scott. It's outside of his reach. And Mikey Kane notches a base hit on the first offering of the 7th inning. So Mikey Kane reaches, and the go-ahead run is aboard. Austin Cavanagh, the hitter, who has a home run today And finally got out in a second at bat on the 10th pitch, lined out. He's a line drive guy. And even that home run was pretty low launch angle. 96 miles an hour off the barrel to right field. Now the corner infielders playing in, middle infielders towards the bag. Bottom of the 7th. Cavan at the plate with nobody out. He's showing bunt and does make an attempt. Skips off the barrel, foul. And strike one on Austin. He's now 12 for 21 against Corvallis this year. And already has 6 hits this series. 6 for 8 with a home run earlier today. Left-handed batter from Chico, California, a transfer from Folsom Lake Community College. Really good program that provides a lot of D1 talent. Cavanis went to Cal Poly. 0-1 the count to Cavanis. He's again bunting, pulls back, and Mikey Kane dives back into first base. The pitch was way high, 1-1. In the Northern Division, which Ridgefield won't play unless we get to the championship game. We just have to play one team. So not as relevant, but for what it's worth, Bellingham has the 1 seed. Wenatchee has clinched. Kamloops is in. Edmonton is a half game ahead of Victoria for 4th place. A lot of Canadian teams. To be fair, 5 of the 8 teams in the Northern Division are from Canada. And we will apparently have 3 of the 4 teams in the playoffs from Canada. 2 Canadian teams fighting it out for the last spot. 1-1 pitch, foul down the first baseline. And might have hit the foot of Austin Cavanis. And he is gingerly getting back to his feet. Dropped the bat on the carpet after fouling it to the right side, and I think clipped it off his right foot. And I think he'll be okay, but he is in some pain here after fouling off a pitch from Rylan Hyder. He's going to stay in. It's a tough kid. Runner at first. Nobody out. Tie score. Third baseman no longer playing in. Scott backs up. There are 2 strikes after all. The pitch to Austin Cavanis is swung on, popped up, and gets behind the plate and out of play. So Austin Cavanis staying alive. A lot of high-scoring games in the West Coast League yesterday. Bend stayed in playoff the catbird seat by beating Cowlitz 14-12. Cowlitz is now eliminated. 1-2 the count to Austin Cavanis with nobody out. The pitch is swung on and fouled away again. Victoria and Edmonton combined for 30 runs. Edmonton still a half game ahead of Victoria, so I think that game will decide the 4th playoff spot tonight. 17-13, the final score yesterday. Victoria winning. Portland beat Springfield 10-6. Yakima Valley trailed Kelowna 5-0 and won the game 14-10. Yakima did, or else they would be eliminated if they did not win that game. They have a chance to get in tonight. They and Ben both play tonight against different teams. 1-2 pitch, a grounder over the jumping first baseman. It bounced into the outfield. Cavanis has a single. Mikey Kane goes first to third. When you're hot, you're hot. And Austin Cavanis gets his 7th base hit of the series. And his 13th against Corvallis this year. He is 13 for 22 against the Corvallis Knights. He has homered and singled today. And Jake Sukana comes up with nobody out, runners on the corners. Tie score, bottom of the 7th. Ridgefield would like to go into the playoffs with a win and could win their 2nd ever series against Corvallis. If Ridgefield loses this game, they will finish the season 3-3 against the Knights, which is good, but still, they didn't beat Corvallis. As Sukana takes a pitch, a strike. Ridgefield took 2 of 3 against the Knights in the first series. They are 1-1 this series, but Corvallis could tie up the season series with a win today. Sukana at the plate, who did not play in that first Corvallis series. It took 3 weeks off in early July, getting his shoulder healthy. He's ready to go now. 0-1 pitch. He swings over it, and it's 0-2 from Jake. He's 0 for 3 today. Looks like he will snap a streak where the previous 4 series he had at least one game with 3 hits a 3-hit game at least once in 4 consecutive series. He did have a 2-hit game against Corvallis this series, and then 1 more hit yesterday, but not a 3-hit game. Still hitting .340 on the summer. The 0-2 to Sukata, line towards the right side into right field, and the go-ahead RBI. Base hit for Jake Sukata. Still nobody out, and Mikey Kane scores from third. Cavanis to second, and a single for Jake Sukata. And the Raptors take a 4-3 lead. Second lead change of the game. Ridgefield led 2-0. Corvallis scored in 3 different innings, 1 run apiece, so they led 3-2. Then Ridgefield came back to tie it last inning, 3-3, and have retaken the lead, 4-3 in the 7th. Travis Welker comes up next. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Hyder to the plate, and a breaking ball under the barrel of Welker, who was showing that barrel, pulled it back and does not bunt. Ball 1. Got to hear Chris Cota earlier today chatting it up with one of his opposing coaches, Ed Nags. Cota in the third base coaching box today. Nags coaching first base for Corvallis. Here's the 1-0. Welker bunting. He does get it in fair territory, third base side. The throw from Scott is in time as Welker nearly got hit by the pitch right in front of his face. That's one way to see the ball, is have it come right to you. He's kind of pointing towards his eyes and saying, man, that was real close. Did get it down in a successful sacrifice bunt. And that advances runners to second and third for Jacob Sharp. Cavanis to third. Sukata to second. Jacob Sharp is going to be intentionally walked. Oh, what a shame. I don't blame him. It's the right choice. Sharp had a chance for the league tying record. I mean, not that it's easy to hit a home run. He does have one today, and that might have been his final plate appearance of the regular season. And if he had homered, which again is no sure thing, but if he had, it would have tied the league single season record at 15. And he has that chance taken away from him. And again, I don't blame Corvallis. It's the right choice. But it would have been good theater to see Jacob Sharp as 2 for 3 with a home run today. Brings up Safea Mawai instead, bases loaded. Still only 1 out. First pitch to Mawai is taken high and away, ball 1 from Rylan Hayter. Mikey Kane led off this inning with a first pitch single. Austin Cavanis did the same. Jake Sukata, same thing as well. That was an RBI. Welker bunted for a sacrifice. Sharp intentionally walked. Now Mawai with the 1-0 swings. Doesn't get it. Strike 1. Cavanis' single was the most dramatic of them. After fouling a pitch off his foot, stayed in the game, then hit a ground ball that didn't miss his foot by much. It landed just in front of home plate on the right side and bounced so high by the time it took its second hop, it was in the outfield. Went for a base hit. Here's the 1-1 swing and a foul ball. Right back to the netting. Safea has struck out, flied out, grounded out. With 1 out, Trent Prokes could see an at-bat here. Ridgefield has taken the lead this inning, but they want to dip into the vault and get some more runs that are out there waiting. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Safea Mawai. He swings, doesn't get it. Strike 3. The high fastball gets Rylan Hayter out number 2. And now Trent Prokes, the batter, who has singled in back-to-back at-bats. 2 for 3 today. He had the game-tying RBI last inning. Ridgefield has since taken the lead in between his last at-bat and this one, with Jake Sukata notching the go-ahead run batted in. Sukata now at second base. Ahead of him is Cavanis. Behind him is Sharp. Trent Prokes standing in. 2 down. First pitch swung on and tapped at the plate and foul. And an 0-1 count to the Modesto native. Played this past season at the community college in his hometown, Modesto Junior College. And committed to Cal State Bakersfield. Played at a showcase where Bakersfield liked his pitching. That was why he committed. They didn't even know he was a hitter. And then he told them, and they said, well, you can play some right field for us as well. Here's the 0-1 to Prokes. He swings out in front. Strike 2. Foul tip into the glove. Trent Prokes 2 for 3, came in hitting .413 and has returned to the lineup for his first game in August. There's only been 2 batters in league history to hit over 400, and Prokes could be the third. Well, he will be the third as of today. The 0-2 pitch, outside, ball 1. His batting average will be cemented following today. He's been hitting over 400 the bulk of the year, but it's not official until the season comes to an end. Only 2 players have ever done it. The league MVP last year, Travis Bazzana, and Austin Shenton about 5 years ago. Here's the 1-2 pitch, taken on the outside, strike 3 called. Ridgefield leaves the bases loaded. In the 7th inning, they do score 1 run on 3 straight hits to lead the start of the inning, but no more damage after that. But the go-ahead RBI by Jake Sukata, and Ridgefield has a 4-3 advantage through 7 complete innings.
Listen up, baseball fans. Head into Safeway to score on great deals all season long. Safeway has everyone's tailgating favorites, from fried chicken and party subs to fresh-cut fruit and veggie trays and tons of easy meal options. Satisfy your whole team for the ultimate game day experience. And you can save a cartload of time with Safeway Drive Up and Go. Just shop online at Safeway.com, head to the store, and we'll bring your groceries right to your car. Safeway, sponsor of the Ridgefield Raptors.
Holt Homes is proud to be a local builder. We embrace all that is special about Oregon and Southwest Washington. The natural beauty of the landscape, the dynamic climate, the community that brings us together. It's why we live and build in this place that we love. Holt Homes, built for the Pacific Northwest. Find home today at holtpnw.com.
7 innings in the books. Braden Yukon back out onto the mound for the Ridgefield Raptors, with Ridgefield taking a lead into the 8th inning. 4-3 is the margin. And the right-hander from Clark College returns to face the Corvallis lineup in the middle to the bottom half of the lineup. It'll be Titus Dimitru, followed by Timo Becerra and Spencer Scott. Pretty good pitching by Ridgefield today. Just 3 runs allowed on 4 hits. They've only walked 1 batter. On this date in MLB history, speaking of walks and pitching, the record was set in the National League for the most consecutive innings pitched without a walk allowed. It's a pretty good streak if you can control well and avoid walks for a lot of innings in a row. Back in 2001, on this date, the record was set. Greg Maddox made it, going 70 innings in a row without a walk. 70. There's Braden Yukon, who is not allowed to walk today. He does get behind the batter, 1-0, with the ball down to Titus Dimitru. Greg Maddox, 70 innings. That was the National League record, although the AL record is even higher. Here's the 1-0. It's a ground ball, third base portion, and foul. Mikey Kane considering a jump throw, but unnecessary. And a foul ball, 1-1. The AL record was set back in 1962 by an Oakland Athletic Bill Fisher, going 84 innings in a row without a walk. That is some serious control. Maddox and Fisher. Yukon with a 1-1 pitch to Titus Dimitru. Breaking ball just misses high and in. And ball 2 from Braden Yukon. Ridgefield is 10 games over 500 this year, 31-21, which they have never gotten to that point until this season, and have been sitting right around 10 games over 500 the last few weeks. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's inside. Ridgefield actually got to 11 games over 500 with the series opening win this series, and could finish this regular season 11 games over, which would match their best mark ever and get their 32nd win if they win today. Here's the 3-1 pitch, a hard-hit ground ball. Welker gets in front of it, doesn't even have to backhand, throws to first in time. Moves over laterally to still flip his glove front side, fields, and retires Dimitru. 1 away, Timo Becerra, the batter. Ridgefield could also tie its record for most wins in a half. Had 16 wins in the first half, easily their most ever. And in the second half, one more win would be their 16th in the second half. Not far behind Corvallis, which did win the second half, winning yesterday, clinching. Here's a foul ball. Becerra behind Brooke Knight as third base coach. 1 out, nobody on. Ridgefield up by a run here in the 8th inning. Corvallis clinches the second half the day before the regular season finale. They won the first half. They won both halves last year as well. Here's the 0-1. It's taken outside, ball 1. Corvallis also won both halves in 2019, which means that since the Ridgefield Raptors have been in the league, no team has won a half in the Southern Division other than Corvallis. They have won every single half. Pretty dominant by the Knights. The 1-1 pitch is just a bit outside, maybe high, 2-1. Now, Ridgefield got about as close as you could possibly get to unseating Corvallis, winning 2 of 3 in the first series, and if they had swept, Ridgefield would have claimed the first half title, but almost swept. It didn't quite win the finale. The 2-1 pitch in the turf, ball 3. And so Corvallis took the first half finale, salvaged a game of that series. And similarly, this series, Ridgefield could take 2 of 3, but they do have to win this rubber match. The 3-1 from UConn is taken a bit low, and ball 4 to Timo Becerra. And the tying run on Spencer Scott, the hitter. Ridgefield came into this season never having beaten Corvallis in 12 regular season games and a pair of postseason losses. They were 0-14 against Corvallis all time. But this year, 3-2 against Corvallis this year. Much better for the Ridgefield Raptors. And they could face Corvallis in the postseason, would be in the second round. Ridgefield will host Portland on Tuesday. First pitch from UConn gets off the glove of Sharp and will advance the tying run to second base. I think Sharp was set up on the inside. Probably will still be a passed ball, but did have to move a bit for it. But that advances the tying run into scoring position with 1 out in the 8th inning. And Spencer Scott has a chance for the RBI. Ridgefield got the lead last half inning. Could have gotten more. They had the bases loaded with 1 out after already scoring a run. But a strikeout and another punch out. And so Ridgefield did not break the game open. They still have the lead, but it is at the precipice to a certain degree. Runner at second, 1 out. Spencer Scott, who's 0 for 3 today, did lead to a run on a ground ball misplayed by an infielder, and that scored a run for Corvallis. A ball inside, it's 2-0. Scott hit a ground ball towards second base, and with a runner at third, 2 down, would have ended the inning, but an error led to the first run for Corvallis, and they tied it next inning to make it 2-2. Then they took the lead the following inning, and Ridgefield has scored 2 unanswered to reclaim the lead. The 2-0 and an inside move from UConn to get Becerra back to the pillow. Will be an interesting playoff format as Jacob Sharp trots out for another mound visit. The South, yet again, just like last year, has the majority of the top teams in the league. The North has some good teams, Bellingham among them, but if you put all teams in one giant division, 5 of the 6 teams would be from the South, and only one winning team in the North. Or only one, there would actually be a winning team that'll miss the playoffs from the Southern Division. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It is a strike, 2-1. Whereas the Northern Division will have at least one losing team that will make the playoffs. They do have a lot of teams right around 500. And Yakima Valley and Bend just over 500, and one of them will miss. Begs the question, will the Southern Division champ be assured of a West Coast League championship? Is that essentially in the championship game? UConn misses low, 3-1. Since most of the best teams are in the South, if you win the South, you might think that's basically the championship. And it might be. I mean, the Southern Division has claimed victory all 5 years that Corvallis has won, and even the year before that, Bend won back in 2015, also in the Southern Division. But it's far from certain. Even if Corvallis gets through to the West Coast League title game, they had to fight against Yakima Valley, lost the first game of the championship series last year. So it's far from certain. But the South has been dominant. Here's a 3-1 pitch. It's outside, and first base was open, now occupied by Spencer Scott. Back-to-back walks. And now Luca DiPaolo, the batter. 1 out, 2 on, tying run in scoring position for DiPaolo. Just graduated from Loyola High School down in Southern California. He's from La Cañada. playing in a really good high school league and headed to USC this year. Incoming freshman. DePaulo takes the first pitch high for a ball. Now the Kane brothers, Mikey and Doyle Kane, who are playing the two corner infield positions for Ridgefield today, they both played in that same league. They played for St. Francis, which is in La Cañada, California. And that's where DePaulo grew up, played at Loyola, different high school in the same league. 1-0 offering is down and in, ball 2. Now the Kane brothers are from Santa Clarita, so they traveled into La Cañada for their high school ball and high school class as well, whereas DePaulo went to Loyola. And now he's headed to USC, where Mikey Kane was committed, and they were going to be teammates, but Mikey switched to Oregon State. 2-0 pitch is fouled back, and it's 2-1 from DePaulo. He was ranked in the top 20 catchers from the state of California. Hasn't hit particularly well for Corvallis this year. He's 1 for 19. Struck out twice today. He has been hit by a pitch. He is ahead, 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Tying run at second. The next pitch to DePaulo is lifted to right field. Proksch running over, has his eyes on it, makes the catch. It will advance the runner from second to third. Becerra gets to third base on the flyout. And so that puts the tying run 90 feet away. And Kyle Casperson, the batter. There are 2 outs now. Out in the bullpen, Will Chambers is loosening up. In case Ridgefield needs him, and he might pitch regardless, whether this inning or in the future. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him or even Nate Kirkpatrick as well here in the regular season finale. Braden Yukon set. The slider is a strike to Kyle Casperson. Runners on the corners for the Knights. Casperson, who has walked, been hit by a pitch, and grounded out today. 0-1 the count from Braden Yukon, trying to preserve the lead. Another slider, swing and a miss. 0-2. Corvallis has scored 3 of the last 4 innings. They have not yet scored here in the top of the 8th. But they do have the tying run, as close as it can be. Casperson in his first game of the summer against Ridgefield. Can he get the RBI? 0-2, and the runner is starting to go to second, and he will get in without a throw. Jacob Sharp bluffing a throw and doesn't really care too much about Spencer Scott, who gets into second with a stolen base. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position. Yukon 1 strike away from getting out of it. A fly ball, foul. And Casperson stays alive. Yukon could preserve the lead with a strikeout or some sort of out, or a single could be the 3rd lead change of the game. Soft wind out towards right field on a sunny day, mid-90s today in Southwest Washington. Yukon trying to get out of the 8th inning. The 1-2 is taken low. Ball 2. Top of the order is on deck, so if Casperson singles to tie the game or even take the lead, it'll be far from over. The inning could unravel from there with Levelis on the top of the order coming up afterwards. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in scoring position for the Knights. In a 1-run ball game. Outfield playing a couple steps deep. Infield at the back of the infield turf. Yukon set. The 2-2 offering from Yukon is a line drive. Sukata reaches up, makes the catch, inning over. Yukon walks 2, but gets out of it with 2 runners left in scoring position. And no problems. Ridgefield has stranded 9 today. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Ridgefield leads it 4-3.
The Ridgefield Raptors are back, where the entire family can watch top-level college baseball players live at the Rourke. Now, kids 12 and under get in free with a paid adult for all Sunday afternoon Raptors games. Enjoy local Southwest Washington baseball with the whole family this summer. Sunday games are at 105 and are presented by Peace Health and the Columbian. Come cheer on your Ridgefield Raptors all season long. Get your tickets now at ridgefieldraptors.com. Go Raptors!
At Eden Health, our commitment is to caring. We recognize the importance of caring for others, and we consider it a privilege. We are committed to addressing our patients' specific needs, providing hands-on care and services, helping families through tough situations, and supporting our fellow employees. We listen, build relationships, and go above and beyond to create meaningful experiences throughout our continuum of care. Whether you find yourself a patient to any of the Eden Health services lines or you become part of our team, you will notice the Eden Health difference.
Doyle Kane will lead off for the Ridgefield Raptors in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the Raptors try to get some cushion here, leading by a run. And we'll try to get the final 3 outs next half inning against Corvallis, and they would like more than a 4-3 advantage, if at all possible. Doyle Kane, Henry Mensch, Mikey Kane, the scheduled hitters for Ridgefield in the regular season finale. At least one more home game to come on Tuesday, which might be the last last home game, of the year. And it actually is pretty likely that it is, because if Ridgefield wins that round, they'd only have one home game in the first round no matter what. And if they win, Corvallis is the most likely opponent, and they'd have to be on the road against Corvallis. And then to the West Coast League Championship game if they beat Corvallis, and again, possibly on the road. Doyle Kane ready for the first pitch of the bottom of the 8th. Rylan Hyder gets a ground ball to Hopper to the shortstop. Timo Becerra throws accurately to first and puts away Doyle Kane. One down, and Henry Mensch the batter. Well, on this date in Ridgefield history, a year ago to the day, Ridgefield was also hosting Corvallis on August 7th of last year. The Raptors fighting for a playoff berth, and they didn't help their case. They lost 7-2 that day, despite 2 base hits for Isaac Lovings, who returns for the Raptors this year. Cody Darcy had a home run. But ultimately, Corvallis did win that game. First pitch to Mensch is a strike. Too much Travis Bazana in that day. He had 5 plate appearances and reached all 5 times. 3 walks, 2 hits. And Corvallis earned the victory. 0-1. Mensch is bunting back in front of home plate. Fielded by the pitcher Hayter. Throws to first. Not in time. And a bunt base hit for Mensch. Lavoie also pulled his foot off the bag, but it'll be a single for Henry Mensch, his first base hit of the day. And Mikey Kane will come up with 1 out, and Henry Mensch at first. And it won't be Henry Mensch, it'll be Cy Steele, who pinch runs. Cy Steele enters. And Mikey Kane comes up. Just after his leadoff single, Mikey scored the go-ahead run last inning. And now comes up for a big at-bat. Mikey playing all year for Ridgefield. Joined the team late last year alongside his brother. This year playing the whole summer. And at-bats are big as he's going into the D1 ranks to get as much playing time as he can. He's had 195 at-bats this year. That's big for any guy, just to see that many pitches and that much playing time. That'll help him get ready for the Pac-12. Takes a pitch in the dirt. And ball 1 to Mikey Kane. 1 hit in each of the last 2 Corvallis games. A double yesterday, a leadoff single today, and scored the go-ahead run. There's 1 out, 1 ball, no strikes to Mikey Kane. From Rylan Hayter from the stretch with his back to Steele. A swinging ground ball, third base side. Scott comes in, fields on the second bounce. Got to throw quickly. Not in time. The high chopper took too long to get to Spencer Scott. And it's an infield single for Mikey Kane. It's his first multiple hit game in the last 13 contests. He's heating up a bit here offensively. And Mikey Kane, back-to-back singles in back-to-back innings. Now Austin Cavan is the hitter, who's 2 for 3 today with a home run and a single. 2 aboard. Cy Steele, an insurance run at second. Mikey Kane, an extra insurance. He's at first. Still only 1 out, 8th inning. Cavanis, who went 4 for 4 here at this ballpark Friday. And is now 13 for 22 against Corvallis this summer. Takes a pitch outside. It's ball 1. 13 for 22 against a team that has allowed the fewest runs all summer long. Corvallis is the only team in the entire West Coast League that has not given up 200 runs in this summer, and they're not even that close. Here's the 1-0 to Cavanis, a nubber down the third baseline, into the bat, and a foul ball by a few feet towards Chris Cota. Corvallis comes into this game having allowed 171 runs on the whole summer. That's about 50 fewer than the next closest team. I mean, they have way fewer runs allowed. And Austin Cavanis has eaten these pitchers up for breakfast. 13 hits on the summer against Corvallis. The 1-1 way high. 2-1 to Paulo snagging it before it got away. Two runners aboard for Austin Cavanis. Looking to help send Ridgefield into the playoffs on a good note if they can win today. And a base hit would be a boost here for the Raptors if he can notch one. The 2-1 pitch swung on, again a ground ball, foul. The only out he's been recorded today, and a line drive to the third baseman after several foul balls, was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. It was the only time that Cavanis has been retired today. Went 1 for 2 yesterday. Also got hit by a pitch twice. So not only has he gotten hits 13 times against Corvallis, he's also reached several more times on free passes as well. 2-2 pitch, grounded again. First base side. And a foul ball keeps the count at 2-2. The other thing with that game I mentioned a year ago to the day, Ridgefield hosting Corvallis, but it was not the regular season finale. It was the middle game of a series with a whole nother series to come, as the regular season lasted a lot longer last year. And these players able to finish it out a little bit quicker this summer. The 2-2 to Cavanis, swung on, fouled back again. Nice at-bat again for Austin Cavanis. Last year, the regular season concluding about a week later, and Corvallis ended up winning the title. Final game of the 2021 summer was August 20th. Very late, as the West Coast League goes a lot longer than most leagues. And this year, shorten it up a little bit, which allows players to stay longer and go back to their colleges. Better time. 2-2 pitch, hit hard on the ground just to the right of first base, fielded by Lavoie in foul territory. And yet another foul ball. Austin Cavanis sending it all over the yard. Everywhere but fair territory on this at-bat. And is now fouled off 4 consecutive pitches. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Runners in first and second. 1 out. Bottom of the 8th. Ridgefield up by a run. Another 2-2 pitch to Cavanis is swung on, hit high to shallow left field. Becerra going back, and he will make the catch. Infield fly called, and 2 down for Jake Sukata.
Now batting for the Ridgefield Raptors,
Well, the 2 times that Cavanis has been retired today, he's 2 for 4. The 2 outs have lasted a combined 18 pitches. You got to work for it if you want to get Austin Cavanis out. He likely ends his day at the plate 2 for 4 with a home run, unless this game goes to extra innings, which it might. Ridgefield just a 1-run lead. We'll see who comes out to pitch in the 9th. Might be UConn, might be Will Chambers, might be somebody else. We'll see. Sukata watches ball 1 off the plate, 1-0. I still see Will out in the bullpen throwing a bit. I'm not sure if it'll be his inning in the 9th or if he'll just be ready to go if needed. But he's throwing with Isaac Lovings out in the pen. An insurance run at second, a throw back that way, nearly gets into center field. Cy Steele at second kind of turns away from Hayter and said, did you mean for me to catch that or the shortstop? It was Becerra who nabbed it, but almost hit Cy Steele. And Becerra stuck his glove out, now trots in to talk with Hayter, I think making sure, did you have the sign there? Because I didn't know you were throwing it. But a good play by Becerra to actually stop that ball before it went into center field and advance Cy Steele to third. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 down, 2 on. Home half of the 8th inning. In a game that is just shy of 2.5 hours. 1-0 to Sukata is taken low. Ball 2. Jake is 1 for 4 today. And that 1 base hit was a big one. Provided the 4th run of the day for Ridgefield and the go-ahead RBI last inning. Through the right side. on his 104th at-bat of the year. Now number 105 is also a big one with 2 down, an insurance run at second. Again, he takes ball 3 down low. If he walks, it would be bases loaded for Travis Welker. Ridgefield hoping to finish the regular season with a win and post their best mark ever, which they already have, but it could be even better if they win today. 3-0 is taken for a strike. Ridgefield's best season was last year at 26-22. They already have more wins and a better winning percentage than last year, although if they don't win today, they would have an equal number of losses as last year, but 6 more wins. There are, of course, 6 more games this year. Here's the 3-1. Sukata laces it on the ground off the mitt of Lavoie. Tried to pick it. Fielded by the second baseman. Kennelly tries to flip to first. Not in time. And Sukata beats it out. Ridgefield gets the lead runner steal to third base. No run scores. But the Raptors now have the bases loaded for Travis Welker. And so Travis has a chance at the insurance run. As Kennel nearly made a highlight play there to flip to first. And we'll go E3 on the ruling. Lavoie nearly had it. Hard hit ground ball. Tried to pick it, but it was right in front of him. So E3 is the call. And if any run scored, it will be unearned off of Rylan Hayter, who is now receiving a mound visit from Bo Kearns, the pitching coach for the Knights. Enjoyed hearing Chris Cota talk with Ed Nags. Like I said, Chris Cota, third base coach for Ridgefield, and the head coach, Ed Nags, an assistant with Corvallis. He was also the head coach, Ed Nags was, for Wenatchee, 5-time West Coast League champion, and joined the Corvallis Knights in 2018 and has won 3 West Coast League titles with the Knights. So 8-time West Coast League champion. Ed Nags with Corvallis, and Chris Cota, who's hoping to make a postseason run for the first time with Ridgefield. They also both played at College of the Canyons, same school for their JUCO level. Not at the same time, Nags a few years prior to Chris Cota, but they did both play for the same legendary head coach, Mike Gillespie, who went on to take the USC job, leaving College of the Canyons the same year Chris Cota did, who went to the professional ranks as a ball player. Gillespie left for the USC coaching job. Chris Cota has since taken the head coaching job last 23 years at College of the Canyons himself, his former school. Now Welker steps in, ready to go at the bases loaded. First pitch is down, ball 1. 1-run lead for the Raptors, hoping to extend it here, but there are 2 outs. So Ed Nags and Chris Cota chatting it up about College of the Canyons and talking about what the field looks like and some of those memories from COC back in the day. Here's the 1-0 to Welker, also low from Hayter, 2-0. Welker sack bunted last plate appearance. He's 1 for 3. A single through the left side and a stolen base. Has a chance for his first RBI. Could get to a quarter century if he does get a run batted in. 24 on the year. 2-0 pitch, a grounder, high chopper to third. Spencer Scott grabs it, has time to first, and he beats Welker by a step. And that's the inning. Ridgefield leaves the bases loaded for the second consecutive inning. The Raptors have left 10 on the base paths today, but they have a lead, 4-3. Braden Yukon will come out of the dugout and pitch here in the top of the 9th inning. Ridgefield up 4-3.
C-Tran is your public transit system offering service in Clark County and beyond. Catch local service in Clark County, plus regional and express service to Portland. And now you can ride the current C-Tran's new on-demand service operating in Ridgefield and other areas. So leave the driving to us. C-Tran will take you out to the ball game and anywhere else you need to go. Visit c-tran.com for more information. C-Tran, our community, our promise.
This is WSU Vancouver, Southwest Washington's only 4-year research university. Whether in person or via distance delivery, WSU Vancouver offers high-quality education and an employer-respected degree. You'll get a small school feel and the kind of place where you know you matter. Here, you'll get personalized education that brings out the best in you and inspires you to achieve your highest goals. Now, what are you waiting for? Apply today.
Well, Braden Yukon comes out for another inning. He has pitched the last 2 frames. In the 7th and 8th, Ridgefield took the lead in the bottom of the 7th. So this is not a save opportunity for Braden Yukon. And that is only because he would be the winning pitcher if Ridgefield holds on to it. Into the 9th, 3 more outs to get. And he'll be facing the top of the order in the 9th inning. Ethan Lovelace, Jonah Advincula, and Eli Kennel, the batters. In a 1-run game, 4-3 the lead. Braden Yukon on the mound. His first pitch is swung on and fouled back through the wickets of Jacob Sharp. And an 0-1 count for Braden Yukon. His biggest appearance, granted just one of 3 pitching appearances he has made for the Raptors. Did have a pretty big one against Walla Walla. But this one with a 1-run lead as Ridgefield tries to win the series and the season series against Corvallis. A ball outside, it's 1-1. Now, granted, both of these teams are already in the playoffs no matter what. But Ridgefield has never beaten Corvallis over the course of a season. With a loss, Corvallis would tie it up 3 wins apiece. Top of the 9th. The 1-1 pitch is inside, ball 2. Bellingham is leading Kamloops 6-2. So if Bellingham wins, they would have home field advantage in the West Coast League title game if they played Ridgefield. That's the only other thing at stake, as Ridgefield, if they win and Bellingham loses, then Ridgefield would have home playoff berth. Here's the ground ball to second base. Jake Sukata runs in. Fields just over the turf on the second bounce. Bounces right into his glove and throws to first in time. Ethan Lovelace put away. And there's 1 out here in the 9th inning. Jonah Advincula, the batter. Corvallis, of course, they never want to lose a game. They'd like to come back and win, but they won't be too pained if they lose this game. They've got home field advantage the entire way through the playoffs regardless. And the number 1 seed in the South. First pitch to Advincula is a strike. It's 0-1 from Braden Yukon. Corvallis, which has won the West Coast League title 5 years running under Brooke Knight. The 0-1 pitch to Advincula. A tapper over the mound. Yukon reaches for it, can't get it. Welker bare hands, throws sidearm, not in time. An infield single for Advincula. And so Advincula, the tying run, is at first, and Eli Kennel comes up with 1 away here in the 9th inning. Corvallis has been really good ever since joining the league back in 2007. Made the playoffs every single time. 15 years running. This year, no different. They've done a great job with Brooke and their staff of Bree and Dan and Mike and everyone there. Always been stand-up people. Whole intern crew. They've got a really good thing going down there in Corvallis at Goss Stadium. There's the pitch from Yukon. The changeup on the outside edge. Strike 1 to Eli Kennel. He'll be playing at Goss Stadium this year for Oregon State. He's played pretty well. 2 years in a row, the second baseman for Corvallis, or one of the second basemen, is an incoming freshman at Oregon State. Last year was Bazana. Travis winning the MVP title. This year, Eli Kennel. 0-1 pitch, grounded towards second. Sukata thinks about second base, throws there for the lead out. The turn back to first, not in time. And Ridgefield gets the lead runner, barely. And Kennel is safe to extend the game, barely. And a fielder's choice, 4-6. Sukata just got that out at second base, beating Advincula, not by much. I wondered if he might just go to first to get the sure out, but he wanted that lead runner and does make sure to avoid the tying run reaching scoring position. And still almost had time for the double play, but Eli Kennel did beat it out. Brady Lavoie is up next, 2 down in the 9th inning. Corvallis down to their final out, down by a run. First pitch inside, nearly nicked his shoulder. Ball 1. Lavoie has struck out 3 times today and been hit by a pitch. He has scored twice. One of those strikeouts led to a drop third strike. He reached base and scored the first run of the day for Corvallis. The 1-0 pitch is on the inside half. He swings and bounces it down the third baseline, foul. And a 1-1 count. He also reached in the 6th inning on a hit by pitch and scored the go-ahead run. Although Ridgefield canceled that lead out the next half inning and then took a lead in the 7th. Nobody has scored since. Top of the 9th. 4-3 lead for Ridgefield. 2 down runner at first. Braden Yukon's 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Corvallis down to its final strike. Last year, Corvallis went 37-11, best record in the league. If they come back to win today, they'll have a better win percentage than last year. If they don't win today, last year's win percentage remains better than this year's. Ridgefield would like to set him down one game and win the finale of the regular season. 1-2 pitch popped up in shallow center field. Sukata turns his back. Prokes running in. The right fielder underneath. He makes the catch. Ball game over. For the first time in Ridgefield team history, they have beaten the Corvallis Knights 4 times out of the 6 games and win the season series. And even if they do face each other in the postseason, it would only be 1 game. So no matter what, Ridgefield will have a better record against Corvallis this year. And Ridgefield goes into the playoffs on a win. Winning pitcher today, Braden Yukon. And the final score, Ridgefield 4 and Corvallis 3. Join us on Tuesday as the Ridgefield Raptors begin the postseason with a home game, 6:35 against the Portland Pickles. Wednesday's game down at Portland, and if we need a third game of the best-of-3 series, it would also be at Walker Stadium down in Portland. And if Ridgefield wins the series, they will play either Corvallis or whatever team beats Corvallis, and it would be at Goss Stadium if it is Corvallis. So we'll keep you posted on all the postseason format on social media and right here on the Raptors live stream. Well, for Reese Holmes, I'm Josh Warden, signing off from the Rourke for not the final time. Tuesday will be possibly the final time we'll see of the 2022 summer. Been a good one so far. Ridgefield closes out the regular season 32-21, the best record in team history. Talk to you again on Tuesday. Until then, so long, everybody, and go Raptors.